Welcome to the Sleepy G Show. I'm the host of your most. My name is Gomez, and today, like any night here on the Sleepy G Show, we have an amazing guest. And let me tell you something: the music is unreal, nothing but first class. If you love hip hop and you love old school hip hop and you love some of the old school music from taken back from the 60s, 70s, 80s to now, even some of the stuff from the 50s, this man has it. Let me introduce you to SJ Hazim. What's up, man?
Yeah, boop, 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 baby. I'm in the building, baby. It's always good to be on the Sleepy G show. It's going down.
Definitely, definitely. Now we're definitely recording. You're outside a beautiful mural outside Topeka, Kansas. Look
Yes,
at that. That
yes.
that is a beautiful mural right there.
Yeah, I'm just gonna do a little turn. I'm over here in the arts district, so you see
Nice.
some different things that kind of go on over here. We're in Topeka, North Topeka, but it's good. It's all about, I think it's all about really experience,
Hmm.
variety, and just allowing yourself to be I'll say allow yourself to get comfortable being uncomfortable.
Yeah,
you
yeah. I,
know
I know. I know what you mean by that.
yeah,
Um,
there's a lot of times we kind of we don't push the boundaries, we don't go outside the lines like in the coloring books
mhm.
and things like that, because we may have got hurt doing that before. It may not have went our way, but we got to continue to push those lines.
Yeah, you do. You have to push those lines. And I'll tell you this. I know you're the man behind writing the production of the 70th Brown versus Broad compilation. Now that's something that's big down there. You know what I mean? Like here in New Jersey, it's like a melting pot in New Jersey. You have everyone in one section. But, when you think about the history of the South, and I don't even say the Mid South, you know what I mean? It don't matter if you're from Louisiana or, Chicago, there's always that part that everyone talks about, you know what I mean? But you guys did something tremendous down there in Topeka, you know what I mean? Your music is coming out loud, and like you say, you're pushing, but you're pushing it in the right way though, that people don't realize that, you know what I mean? And that's something I could admire, man, because first of all, I want to give a shout out to Kicking Up Your Heels, Katrina and Rachel, for
Yes,
introducing, because she sent me some music from you, and I'm gonna tell you, bro, the music's phenomenal.
thank you.
I love. Growing up in New Jersey, I listened to hip hop for so many years. OPP, Notorious B.I.G., Naughty by Nature, OPP. I mean, I
Oh
grew up
yeah,
on
oh
these.
yeah.
Puff Daddy, granted, whatever happened has happened to him, poor
Take
Puffy,
that,
but
take that, take that, take
yeah,
that.
you know, uh, Biggie, Tupac, Farside, all these guys, Mace, Tone Loc. You're talking about many huge hip hop stars, and you're up there with the names though,
Mm.
because you're starting to build something, and the names are coming up. You know what I mean? And how did that influence you to get going to music? Is my question for you.
Man, I'll tell you. Well, first of all, thank you for all those kind words, man. I mean, it's a big deal. I've been doing this for some time, but I've been an underground a guy. I was not actually looking to do it like this. I
Hmm.
wasn't looking to try to quote unquote make it or whatever you want to call that. Hip hop was my saving grace after my grandmother passed away when I was 5 or 6 years old.
Okay.
She was my confidant. I was introverted, but to her, I was completely open. I woke her up every morning to make me some hot cocoa. And
Nice.
I remember she smelled like oil of Olay every morning. She'd wake up and we'd talk. And when she passed away, hip hop came into my life shortly after that, and that became my confidant. But hip hop is the first time I ever felt anything.
Hmm.
Like, first time I felt inspiration. So, or the first time I even thought I'd be able to do something. I had a big family. I got 4 brothers and 3 sisters.
Okay.
Originally from Kansas City, Kansas. I'm from Kansas City, Kansas. Some of my brothers are from Kansas City, Missouri, because my mama's side was from the Kansas side, my father's side was from the Missouri side. Um, whole family gang related. My uncle was a hitman. He took his significant other's life. That was around the time my father moved us to Topeka.
Okay.
But being the youngest boy, hip hop was the first time I felt inspiration. So I've been hip hopped out since I was 6 or 7 years old. And I started rapping when I was 13. I was a closet rapper at first. I didn't tell nobody I was rapping, you know.
Yeah.
And so what had happened throughout life, I found that this communication um tool was a mental health was also a mental health tool.
Hmm.
It's one of my biggest positive coping skills. I write. I put things down. I write like in my song Levitate. I still write when the road's bumpy. I
Yeah.
look at myself as the Clubber Lang of hip hop because I'm willing to do the hard work.
That was such a great line when I heard that. I'm like, dude, he mentioned Rocky 3. I love it. You know what I mean? You got Clover Lane on this song. It's so original and so inspirational, though. And and I don't know if people like, from growing up for many years, everyone always listened to the beats. I get it. The beats is what makes it, but also it's the words.
Right.
And that
Absolutely.
sometimes I'm not saying there's a hidden message, but you hear the joy in your voice. Spitting out lyrics, writing down your stuff. Matter of fact, I went down Instagram a couple days ago and I was just going through some of your pages. And one of them that stuck out was one of my favorite songs is from the Far Side Running.
Oh, you checked that one out.
Oh
Okay.
yeah. And your lyrics were so good, man. It just flowed with the music. You know what I mean?
Thank you.
And then another one that caught my attention. I only caught a couple, but like I said, these two caught my attention because these are two songs I truly do love.
Okay.
Now, I love hip hop. I feel like some of the hip hop music of today has gone away from what it used to be back in the 90s. Dr. Dre, Snoop Dogg,
Yeah.
Tupac, all these guys, Biggie, you know what I mean? But one that I did like a lot was Lil Wayne's A Millie.
Oh, you caught that one.
Yes. So, hearing that and the way you just spit the lyrics out with the beat, I was just like, damn, that just took away from that song. And you just put a stamp on that song that made it sound really good.
Man, I appreciate that, man. So I'm gonna tell you what I was doing during that time.
Okay.
I made about 40 songs in a week.
Wow. Okay.
So,
40,
but
that's like me
right,
blogging in a week.
but really just verses.
Mhm.
Kind of like I did with that Millie.
Yeah.
Same thing I did with the kick in the door and everything. And when I woke up, so what happened with that Far Side song, that beat, I woke up one morning and that was what was on my heart. They were
Mm.
sleeping on me, not knowing God was creeping on me, was a non-believer. They didn't even know me. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
I just had to do it and put it out there just to give the people a little something. But this was my salute to 50 years of hip hop. I don't
And
think people have been doing it right. I don't think that people are really giving the salutes to the people who have inspired them. So me doing that on that Millie beat just meant that was a song that really inspired me in the past, and I wanted to pay some homage
mhm.
in my own way. Same thing with the Far Side song, same thing with the Kick in Your Door Biggie song,
Yeah.
same thing to the One Mic. I mean, I did a lot, and I didn't put them all out there. They're sitting
Uh,
on my computer. I did Lose Yourself. I mean, I took on classics,
yeah.
and just put my own spin to them. But in the midst of doing that, what I'm looking to do is put together what you want to call like a play, a hip hop play, to
Mhm.
where I select 10 songs. And after I do each one, I talk about that person's government name, their rap name, what they brought to hip hop, and different things like that. Just celebrate them.
And that's
So that is something that's still in the works right now, but I pulled away from that because I had to get back to the album. I was
and
one of my producers like, bro, you done wrote like 50 songs, bro. Let's get back to this. Let's get back to this other stuff. I said, I got you, bro. I got you.
that's a
So
cool thing. And that's the thing. You know, uh, we did I remember watching the Grammys and they did the 50 years of hip hop. You know what I
mhm.
mean? And I was impressed and I really wasn't impressed because there were some things that were missed,
Yeah.
Granted, hip hop. When you think hip hop, you think of Dr. Dre, Snoop Dogg, Death Row Records. East Coast West Coast battle. For me, it was not about the music. It was about the words at that time. And LL Cool J is another great rapper. One of my favorite rappers too. You know what I mean? He always had powerful words, and his music were always powerful. You know what I mean? When you heard "Mama Said Knock You Out,"
Right. All that energy.
yeah,
He came with that energy.
he came with that energy. Runaway, Round the Way Girl was
Oh
another
yeah.
great song. You know what I mean? Hey Lover was another great song. When him and Cannabis had the beef, You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And those are the things that I miss about hip hop today.
Okay. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Listen, Drake has his style. Eminem, love him. He is up there with one of my favorite rappers too. I mean, I
Yeah.
can name 10 favorite rappers right now at the top of my head, and
Right.
he's one of them. You know what I mean? Like when you first heard the real, hi, my name is,
Right. Right.
well,
Right. Yeah. Yeah. You
you're
can't
like,
deny it.
what the?
Yeah. It was so different.
It
So
was
different. You know
so
what I'm
different. And the funny thing is, when you saw the video, you're like, wait a minute, he's white?
saying? Right.
You're like, whoa, 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 whoa. This cat cannot be rapping.
He was ridiculous. I mean, the thing is, I mean, if you hating on Eminem, if somebody is hating on Eminem and want to say he's not good, then they're doing that on purpose.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not a taste thing. I mean, there's not many. I mean, if he gets on a song with anybody,
Mhm.
they better pack a lunch. You know what I'm
You're,
saying? I don't care who they are.
you're going to work.
Underground, somebody I've known, I don't give a damn who it is. You get on the song with Eminem, you better pack a lunch because he ate Jay-Z's lunch on Renegade.
Oh yeah, he
You know
did.
what I'm saying? And there ain't Jay-Z ain't done another song with him. Jay-Z ain't stupid.
No, he's striking when the iron's still hot. And no matter what, Eminem's retired. Who gives a crap if Eminem's retired? Listen to all his old music, man. You
Yeah,
know,
I mean
he
he's a staple. I mean, it's like we gonna go back to Tretch.
yeah.
There's some this is what I want to say about hip hop in general. And there's a lot of people who don't get the credit they deserve,
Hmm.
not from songs and number one hits, styles and ideas. So many people have took some of Tretch's style. So many of people
Yeah.
have took Rakim. So many of people have done so many different things to some of these artists,
Oh
and then
yeah.
just and don't give no props to them, no shout outs, no nothing.
No,
And
and
then
that's
so I don't like that. I think that people should definitely celebrate some people who bought these
oh yeah.
different styles in. I mean, Spice One bought so many different new styles in to the
Yeah,
game. I mean,
when you're thinking hip hop, for me, we're talking old school hip hop. I'm thinking George Clinton, and
oh yeah,
George Clinton and the Parliament Funkadelic group. You know what I mean? I think of Marvin Gaye. I think of Stevie Wonder, Michael Jackson, and the Jackson Five. These are all music that artists of the '90s sampled,
oh
and and
absolutely,
and the biggest king is Dr. Dre. Anybody who
yeah,
knows it, he is the king of sampling from the '60s, '70s, '50s, and he brought it to '90s hip hop.
oh
And
yeah,
when you think about it, "Let It Ride" was one of them.
oh yeah, man. I mean, the P Funk. I mean, they
Yeah.
took it to say G Funk, but we all knew where it came from.
Oh yeah,
And Eric Sermon was
another
he
one.
was one of the first ones who was sampling a lot of funk.
Hmm.
Why Redman called himself Funk Dr. Spot.
Yeah,
But yeah, I mean, and what I love about talking to hip hop heads is we just get off. We get
yeah,
off into talking about different things like that. But truly, hip hop is about connection, and that's really where like the Brown versus Board of Education song came in far too long. 29 different local artists,
hmm
111 tracks that had to be
damn,
mixed and
holy
mastered and
shit,
everything. And even got a Juilliard graduate, who has played at the
violinist.
Philharmonic on this
Yes,
song as well. And right now, I'm working on some things. We might be having an event at the Supreme Court, but you didn't hear that from me yet. Just
didn't hear
know
that.
there's some things in the works right now, and when it all comes out, wow, I don't. It's just amazing right now. So I'm thankful for all the different interviews, tapping in with you. I've been up there to Jersey, enjoyed it.
Nice.
Jersey be popping. There be all kind of things
Oh
going
yeah,
on up
I
there.
actually had Kenny J not too long ago on the show, and
Okay, yeah.
he was, and we're like, dude, you're from Jersey? We're like, hell yeah, literally. I used to live in Rutherford. He lived in Bergen County. We both lived in Bergen County through all our lives, and who knew? And there I am. I'm just BSing with the guy. I'm like, dude, you're from Jersey, man. This is the greatest thing ever. You know what I mean? So, I mean, again, I have to thank, Katrina and Rachel, because they gave me the opportunity with Kenny Jet, with Kenny, and and then she came up with you. I'm like, oh, hell yes. I got, as soon as I heard the beat, the first 3 seconds of Levitate, I'm like, yes, let's just, I didn't even hear the rest of it. The beat, the 3 seconds of the beat, and I'm like, that's it. Yeah, I gotta have him.
Now this is it's great, man, and there's a lot going on with that right now. There's placements for
Hmm.
that song, and some, our plaza right here in Topeka is going to be placed there for their water show.
Okay.
So all that's happening. It ain't they haven't made the announcement yet, but you know what? I can make some of my own announcements on some of these shows
Yeah,
like
yeah.
this. But I mean, it's a big deal. $9.2 million for this plaza in
Hmm.
Topeka just got built in 2020. So now they got a little splash park. So they're gonna have 10 songs programmed to the water, and we're the only local song that got selected. Everything else is major artists.
And that's and
So
that's and to be
Topeka,
because
Kansas, yeah,
even Topeka, Kansas, you get 9 hip hop artists, and I'll just say names like I don't know who they are, but again, we're just throwing names. It's like, oh, it's Drake, Eminem, Dre, Snoop, and then it's you. You know what I mean? But to be honest with you, when you think about it, your hometown, this is you. This is the part of you, and that's the greatest thing. You know what I mean? And it's so much respect on that because I come from a small town too in Bergen County. Well, mostly Passaic County, but then I moved to Bergen County. I consider Rutherford my home. It was a small town. You're talking about 2 mile town. You knew the other guy was going on the other side of town, and you know what was going on this side of town.
right,
Everyone knew each other. Everyone knew their business. But the thing what I remember was it was always about family though. Everyone was together no matter who you were, what you did, what race, what color, it didn't matter. What mattered is at the end of the day, during the holidays, during Thanksgiving, that we're all together on that main street and we're all celebrating as one. You know what I mean? That's something I always loved. You know what I mean?
yeah, no, that's real talk. One of the biggest things right now why some of this stuff is hitting me pretty hard is because there's really they've never really supported local in a big way like that, as
Hmm.
far as giving somebody a platform for their song to be played at the event center where everything happens at outside. And so I'm so thankful for that, but also it's going to inspire others to continue to press forward in their music. Like I just turned 50 last week, and you already
Happy
know what they say. Hey,
happy
thank
belated
you,
birthday. Happy belated
thank you,
birthday, man.
thank you. But you already know how they try to put a time gap and everything, or a time cap
Hmm.
on a hip hop artist,
Oh
you
yeah.
know. But with Killer Mike winning the Grammy last year and everything else and all the things that are happening, I just want to continue to be inspiration for the people to keep pushing, keep making great music, and keep believing.
Yeah. And
That's
that's
the
the
biggest
thing.
thing.
That is the biggest thing. And like, for me, again, like listen to LL Cool J, also Wu Tang. We mentioned Redman, but I forgot to mention Wu Tang. Another big influential
Oh yeah,
ODB, Method Man, Redman, Ghostface Killer. You're talking years of hip hop music. You know what I mean? I was like growing up, I was all about hip hop before one of my friends introduced me to Metallica and all that. But
yeah,
but you know what? When you listen to the words too, you can get that rap cross mix, you know what I mean? That rap rock you could actually do like Limp Bizkit did,
right,
you know what I
right.
mean? And still put out a hell of an album. Linkin Park is one of them, another one. Linkin Park to this day, even though Chester's gone, still one of my number one bands to this day. And
Yeah,
they're
they
worse.
put it in.
They put in the time, they put in the lyrics. Indiana is one of my favorites. When my dad passed away 22, 23 years ago, that song somewhere where I belong in the end. Those
Oh
songs
yeah,
help me.
yeah.
Because
I
at one point I was lost. I didn't know where I belonged.
yeah,
When my dad died, I didn't know what to do.
yeah.
And it's funny, podcasting wasn't a big thing back then. Now I'm 40. Let's fast forward now. I was 21, turning 22 when I lost my dad. Let's go 30, 20 some odd years later. Here I am, 44 years old, doing podcasting. And I'm just a small little podcaster, but I have a voice.
Yeah,
I love reaching out to people. Listen, I am in probably the biggest market area in New York. If it's not New York, it's LA.
yeah.
It's hard to make a name,
Oh yeah,
Listen, to get, to have kicking up your heels, Katrina emailing me personally, say, hey, would you like to have him on the show? We would like to work with you. Let me know. And I was like, who is this? Like, I didn't know who the email was from. You know what I mean? It was really weird. And I look up, I'm like, oh wow, he's got some big they got some big names on this. So I'm like, hey, why not? You know, we had Kenny J. I was lucky to have him on the show, man. Then, you know, working with Katrina, she's been like very helpful, very true. She's legit. And then
Yeah.
she sent me you, and I'm like, yes. And then we're actually got Law coming in too. I have a
Oh yeah, hey, Law is the man. You know,
yeah.
we got a chance to kick it in Florida.
Oh, nice. Okay, cool, cool.
Did a show together. I was down there with Roger Ortega. You know what I'm saying? I
Yes.
hold him down. So we were at the Hard Rock Cafe, and what
Nice.
part? We was in Miami. We was in Miami. Hell yeah.
Oh, there you
And
go.
his show was crazy.
Oh,
You know what I'm saying? I mean, first time to a Law show, man. Hey, I was about to cuss.
oh,
He
you
had me in the
can.
crowd like,
You if you want, you can let it go. Don't worry.
no,
This show's
it's it's all good, man. But yeah, Law is a performer. You know what I'm saying?
and I've seen some of his work on YouTube, and I've seen some of his work on Instagram. And hey, like you, man, I'm just, you know, to get to know you guys is an amazing for me. It's a true honor because people don't realize, as a small podcaster like myself here in New Jersey, you know what I mean, in probably the biggest market, it's hard. And you know what? I give the little people the voices they need. You know what I mean? We did shows about autism, type
Mm,
1 diabetes, cerebral palsy. I have shows about domestic violence, you know what I mean? That we need to stop this stuff. You know what I mean? Like, I want positivity. You know, I always end my show nothing but love, peace, and happiness because that's what it is.
yeah, yeah,
You know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah.
We have to raise awareness, but also we want people like you to raise their voices too. You know what I mean?
Right, right.
And a lot of people, I know you've done a lot of interviews. I know you've done a lot of big shows, but you know what? Sometimes that little show raises the biggest voice.
You know, to me, man, it's all about connecting with the people. You know,
Yeah.
because like I said, you know, with the practice I just came from, and you know, no cap. I'm gonna be under a few Grammy considerations next year, just
Oh,
because I'm the co-director of this poet operetta. You know,
right.
out of Topeka, Kansas, a lady named Vanessa German has came here for the 70th Brown versus Board of Education uh, decision, and she's putting together a 50-part poet operetta. It's like a
Okay.
poetry choir.
Yeah.
So that happens May 24th. So it'll be a live performance, it'll be a recorded performance, there'll be an album, and there'll be a short film. So we could be up for 4 different Grammys.
I
So this is the city of Topeka paid her $250,000 to come here to make all this happen.
holy
So
shnikes.
all that is happening right now. But from that, with my projects I'm releasing this year, they could be under Grammy consideration as well. So next year could be a big year for me.
And
Um,
you know what, man? I hope, as me, man, I hope you get the consideration. I hope you get there and your name gets called, man. I'll be watching from
yeah,
home. I'll
no,
they'll know.
no, it's all good. We'll find out pretty soon because the considerations is how it starts.
Yeah,
But then when you get the nomination, all that'll go out prior. But you know, hey, I'm putting in all the work.
you gotta.
You know, even becoming a co-director, I don't even know how that happened. I just wanted to be a part of it, but I showed up to the first practice and
And
that
there you
happened.
go. Yeah.
So
And that's the thing, you know what I mean? You seem, you know, I know you're in Kansas, I'm in New Jersey, but it's kind of funny. The positivity to hearing your voice is so infectious, man. Like, I wish I was down there to see this, you know what I mean? Like, seriously, I would have loved it because that's something that you don't see much anymore. It
yeah,
and that's something that really, you know, I'm a father of two, and I keep telling my kids positivity, enjoy life. Like, we went away for a couple days, and seeing their smiles, you know, it's the best thing. You know what I mean? And
yeah,
realizing, you know, here in America, we're a melting pot. It doesn't matter who you are. We're all one, and we have to be one because
right,
if we're not, then we're just going to be individuals.
right,
And
right, yeah,
and that's something that's kind of hard to deal with because we shouldn't be individuals. We should be all be one body, one mind, one soul. And it doesn't matter if your 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 religion is Muslim or Catholic or Baptist. It shouldn't matter at all. And that's
yeah.
something.
We gotta walk in love and show the love and know that the love is there. You know, like going back to the 70th anniversary of Brown. You know, this is Topeka. we had the lead plaintiff. This is why segregation in schools ended. This was
Mhm.
10 years prior to the Civil Rights Act.
Yeah.
This was 54, so it was before Rosa Parks, it was before Martin Luther King. But what happens a lot of times is it gets swept under the rug, or a lot of people don't even know what Brown versus Board did or what it was. So, and in Topeka, we don't celebrate it the way that we should. So right now, I took it upon myself to really be a talking head,
Mhm.
but there was an organization that selected me to put this together, and that's the BABC, the Black American Blueprint Collective.
Mhm.
But as far as for all the marketing and a lot of the other things, I've just been taking the lead and running with stuff because I need it to be bigger. I need more people to know. And
Mhm.
sometimes people aren't moving the way that I would move.
Right.
So I try to get out here. And if I love it, it's on my lips, talking about it.
Mhm.
I'm walking about it. And I ain't making up no excuses.
No, no, definitely not. And then, again, it's a powerful thing what you're doing and what you're trying to do out there, man, in Topeka, because that's huge. I mean, for me, this is what I love doing here in New Jersey, and this is what I love is making connections and friends. You know what I mean? Like you could say, "Hey, Alex, I need your help, man. I need your voice. No problem, man. What do you need me to do?" You know what I mean? Like I'll be there 100%. Dude, I'm going to the Grammys. You gotta help me out. Sure, not a problem, man. Yo, did you see my boy? You know what I mean? Like, I actually had a young lady on my show. Her name is Jordan. She was an ex WNBA player. She was a Division 1 basketball player, and she makes clothes for tall women. That's
Okay.
huge, dude. She's
Yeah.
out of Texas, and she goes, "Oh my god, what an opening you gave me!" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm one of those guys." You know what I mean? I have
Right.
talent in that
Right.
department. You know what I mean? But it's the connections. It's the friends that you meet, the people that you meet. Like, dude, like I said, your vibe, your energy is so positive that I can feel it through the screen as we're talking. You know what I
But
mean?
I appreciate it, man. I mean, I always want people to feel the love. The way that I move is, my love language is communication.
Mm,
I need people to know how I feel about them in real time, because tomorrow ain't promised. Lost too many people is gone and won't ever be back again. And I need people to know how I feel about them and things. So I have no problem doing a podcast that might not be something crazy and they got all kind of crazy followers. There might be that one person. It could be the person that's on the podcast I'm talking to who may need whatever. But it's not about the numbers. It's not about, the blue check marks
mhm.
or anything else like that. It's really just about real conversation that's from
Yeah.
the heart,
And
you
for
know?
me, like that's what we're having, man. And that's the connection I love making because I've had people come on the show. Oh yeah, yeah, it's good. But 9 times out of 10, what I hear at the end of the show is like, dude, what a show, man. You really engage. I'm like, it's because it's about you. It's not about
Mm-hmm.
me. I want people to know who you are. They want to know who is SJ. What is he doing? What is he up to? You know what I mean?
and
Like,
I and I'll say this, just to put it out there, my album was gonna drop May 17th, but I
right.
had to push it back because there's been more developments and more things happening. And some of the people who I'm gonna have on the album didn't get me everything where it needed to be. So
Okay.
this album is gonna drop August 17th. I'm pushing it back 3 months. So
Okay.
about 4 months from now, but I'm gonna already have probably about 4 singles released by then. I already got two right now. I'm working with Don Juan out of Kansas City. He's the first one that brought Tech Nine,
Mhm.
out. He's the first one that brought Soleil out.
Oh wow.
Soleil had the song with JT Money. We're working on a song right now, actually multiple songs, and some other things. And I'm doing some writing work too for a major artist who's number 1 on Billboard at one point. Can't mention that name right now,
I
but
respect that. I
but
respect
yeah,
that.
so there's some good things going, but I will have an album dropping August 17th.
Oh, and you know what? We're gonna make sure we're gonna say it nice and loud and proud when August 17th comes around. We got to make sure we get the album. We got to make sure we support you too.
Oh,
And
I appreciate it.
and then I'm gonna be buying that album, man. You know what I mean?
I appreciate it, man. I'll tell you what, man, when you do get this album, I want you to really take a really close listen to it because this is an album I'm ready to put up against just about any other project that's out there because I'm really taking my time to create a classic.
You
And it's gonna be more like a compilation type album because you're gonna hear so many people on it. There's some
I can't
songs where
wait.
I only do the chorus, and there might be 3 other rappers doing the verses. So I take some steps back like that because I loved how Method Man did Ice Cream on
Yes,
the
yes,
Raekwon album. You know what I'm
yes.
saying? Everybody else rap, he just did the chorus. You
Yep.
know,
And that's one thing.
so
And like for me, like, it's funny, like how you do your homework. Like I'm also not just a podcaster, I'm a blogger. I love to blog. You know what I mean? Some of my stories I did was, who's your hero? And I was talking about my parents, my dad, especially. I was very close to my dad. I'm close with my mom, don't get me wrong, but my dad, I didn't grow up with any brothers or sisters. So my dad was my brother, my brother, my father, my best
yeah,
friend rolled up into one. And he was always a big part of my life. And I always thanked him for that. People who said I wouldn't amount to anything, it pushed me to be who I am right now. You know what I mean? People say you're never gonna make it, you're never gonna do anything. You're just gonna be a blue collar. I said, listen, I might be that blue collar worker, but I know I'm gonna be that blue collar worker that people will enjoy and talk to. And that's something I work hard for. You know what I mean? Like I sit here, I'll do my research when I was prepping for you, you know what I mean? That's why I was looking at Instagram because there's always things, you know what I mean? And we're gonna bring up something up in a couple minutes on that because there's a good one I loved. But what I do is like I'll do my research, like I'll write down things like you do. Like when you're writing your lyrics, I have a
right.
notebook. I have a notebook, you know, sneaky
Hey,
notes. And what's
but
funny is like I love video games. So I did my Nintendo. I put out my Nintendo blog.
okay.
Talked about the Nintendo and the top 5 video games. I did top 5.
Super Mario Brothers got to be in there somewhere,
Number
right?
It's number one. But also, I'm going to talk about music. The top 5 of 1980s, 81. I'm going to do all that because why? It's a variety of people who listen and read. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And
yeah, yeah.
and hopefully for 2024, your name is up in the top 5. And
Hey,
like,
that's what I'm talking about.
and then I'm gonna say is like, yo, this guy was my episode. Check it out.
That'd be so dope, man. I mean, it's great right now, and I'm putting so much into the music,
Yeah,
and like everything that you had to say about it is the reason I do it. That I want to get feedback to where people are like, the music is phenomenal. I'm hearing the lyrics because um when they hear the lyrics, they can tell that you really put something into it to where you actually have to actually go through certain things in order to
yeah.
spit about them the way that they get spit about.
Oh yeah. Oh, without a doubt. I mean, there's everyone, talks about the drug game, the rap game, the hip hop, 187 on an undercover cop. When you think about, um, Big Pun and and them, Terror Squad, Joe, John Crack the Don, Joe Crack the Don.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? All these guys. You know what I mean? You know, it doesn't matter if you're black, Hispanic, white, purple, blue. It doesn't matter. But if you could spit out the lyrics and you can battle with people, mad respect to anybody who could do it. I couldn't do it for
Yeah,
shit. Excuse
yeah,
my
man. It's
language.
all
I
yeah,
can't do it.
yeah. It's all about it's really just embracing what you've been through.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying, and being creative enough to talk about it in a good form.
Yeah.
I tell some people, if you want to become a better rapper, I said become better in English. I'm
Hmm.
like, you got to even learn what a whole sentence is. You know what a complete sentence is, because some people don't know. They
Nope.
don't know what a simile is. They don't know what a prepositional phrase is, and
Nope.
they don't truly know how to write a. If you don't really know how to write a real sentence, you're not going to be as good as a Kendrick Lamar. You're not
Yeah.
going to be as good as somebody who can articulate. You
Hmm.
know what I'm saying? But sometimes people don't want to hear that because it's like, what are you saying? I'm saying start with the basics. Get your fundamentals together. You know what I'm
Exactly.
saying?
I mean, I just celebrated 1 year in January that I've been doing this on my own. You know what I mean? So it to make it 1 year, over 70 some odd episodes, you know what I mean? That's huge.
Oh yeah.
I can't wait to reach 100 episodes because I feel like if I'm doing something and I'm touching people, one thing, it's kind of funny. One of my favorite TV shows was Knight Rider growing
Okay.
up.
Yeah.
Okay. And that's saying one man can make a difference. I always lived on that one.
Yeah. No, that's real talk, bro. It's true. You
It
know what
is
I'm
true.
saying?
And
It is. I mean,
if I can make one person's difference and I get one person to listen, I know I just made a difference in someone's life.
Very true. Very true.
And that's how I feel. But we got to get into something good though.
Okay.
Besides the music, you do some other things as a
Yes, I do.
manager, as a manager, wrestling manager of Mr. Fitness and the
Mr.
finger.
Fitness too. Mr.
Mr.
Fitness
Fitness
too.
2. Yes, I forgot the 2. But I love how the news is like SJ the finger, as you're doing all your pointing. How is it
Yeah,
managing wrestling?
it's wild, man, but it's cool because the who used to be his manager, may rest in peace, Blade Braxton, the Midnight Rose. We
Yeah.
are the Rose Garden. That's the name of the crew. Team Wonderful, all these other things. But the finger, which the finger is basically his goal is to be the most hated person in the region. Like
Okay.
when he gets into an arena, like he's already got booed in Topeka, he's gotten booed in Junction City, but he don't care, right? He's getting trolled by everybody in South Central. Because I do a radio show as well, and my partner is Callie Pitts, young prodigy from South Central Cartel.
All right.
So we go in, a lot of the people they click in, they be in the chat room, and I got a guy named Boss Hog, Boss Hizzle from Ascot Records. You know what I'm saying? Of course, he's gang related. He's always talking mess. He wants a piece of the finger. You know what I'm saying? So we be going back and forth. So now I'm beefing with half of South Central, right?
Oh my God.
but
That's
it, but
awesome.
anyway, the finger's motto is the finger, the official sign of disrespect coming to a face near you.
I
You know
love
what I'm
it.
saying?
I
Coming
love
to a
it.
face near you. I disrespect everybody respectfully. Something similar to Uncle Murder. You know
Hmm.
what I'm saying? But just not as Uncle Murder is Uncle Murder.
Yep, yep. And you know what's
But
funny?
yeah.
I actually have a friend. He's actually wrestling in Rutherford. He's it's the ISPW event
Okay.
here in Jersey, and
That's
um
what's up.
and he's wrestling, and his name, and I knew him for many years. Me and him grew up together in Rutherford. And it was Gunner Trash because he works for the DPW in the town. and
Okay.
and his dad's nickname was Gunner. So
Okay.
he combined Gunner Trash and he became a wrestler. And him and a guy named Crowbar wrestling, and actually former WWE wrestler Gangrel will be there too.
Oh wow.
So for me, I'm actually going to pop down to my very first independent wrestling event, and I'm looking forward to it because I've been to WWE plenty of times. Rock,
Right.
Stone Cold, Triple
Right.
H,
Right. Yeah.
DX. Those are the guys who I loved, and to this day I
Right.
still do. You know what I mean? Um, and I always emulate DX a lot because that was my time of year having
Right. Right.
fun.
Right. Right.
And but seeing him doing what he's doing and what he loves, and hearing the passion just like you, it just makes for something special, and people don't realize that.
Those guys are real professionals. I mean,
They are.
I film back in the back rooms where they're preparing
Mhm.
for the match, and their biggest thing is they don't want nobody to get hurt. So they
No.
go over what's going to happen, how long they're going to be in there,
Yeah.
some of the change ups and everything like that.
But
But I mean, they got it all up here. These guys are real professionals.
oh, they are. No matter if you're independent or you're WWE, you are a wrestler, no matter who you
Yeah,
are. Even if you're in Topeka fighting
yeah,
over there at South Central over there,
right.
just respecting and disrespecting this guy with the damn finger. You know what I mean?
Hey, and I love it because I always mess with the kids. They want to take a picture with me. I'll put my finger in their face. I say, that don't mean the finger likes you. They're like, that's fine. Just take the
That's
picture.
just take the picture. I would be the same way.
they, they don't even care.
But that
So
just shows the joy that you have. Again, you know what I mean? Between music, being a manager, and the wrestling with the crew, if you're making music, you know, hopefully you guys get that, the Grammy nods, you know what I mean? I'm pulling for you, you
I
know.
appreciate it. I appreciate it. I really just believe, I mean, regardless, win, lose, or draw,
Yeah.
just your name being in the hat and
Yeah.
different things. And now people starting to check on you and
And,
everything else like that.
and even if you do get the nod, you get to go to the Grammys. You know what I mean? You hopefully you get to go because that's a huge
Right.
that's huge. Even
That's,
if
yeah.
even if you get if you're not even nominated, they still bring you out. It's still huge. You're still there. You're making connections.
Yeah, no, it's a big thing. I'm still trying to wrap my head around it because I don't know how it's all gonna work. I
Right.
just know that we got this lady who's a world renowned lady
Mhm.
here who the city of Topeka paid a whole lot of money to come here and put together a sculpture gallery and also a spoken word poetry operetta.
Mhm.
And everything is being submitted for Grammy consideration. So when you're
You know, I
dealing with the
guess.
higher ups like that, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Then you're getting escorted in on their coattails. So
And
just in the right place at the right time with the right mindset.
that's the way it is, man. That's the way it is. By the way, I gotta make a compliment on the hat. I am a new era guy. By the way, as you can see, I have uh you
I
know,
see you.
I got a few of those new era hats here. I am a New Yorker. I do have my Yankees, but I have Phillies too. And everyone's like, why the Phillies? Because it's the 80s Phillies, not the Phillies of today. I love the old school stuff.
I see the Batman in the back too. You
Yes,
know what I'm
yes,
saying?
yes, yes.
Yes, sir. Look at that.
Yeah,
Troy Down.
I'm a Lego fanatic. I'm not gonna lie, it's also mental health therapy.
Yeah. Okay,
I
yeah.
I do, and you're gonna laugh at me when I tell you, besides blogging and podcasting, I work on adult coloring books too. It's
That's what's up.
that's therapy for me. Like if I'm having a bad day, if I'm not doing this, or I'm not talking to my wife, or I'm not video gaming, I'm doing something with my hands. It's a mental thing for me because growing up, it was always sports. By the time I got home, I was exhausted. If I had a bad day at school, I take it out on the field, on the football, baseball, didn't matter what it was.
Mhm.
I come home exhausted, eat dinner, do whatever I had to do for homework, and then if I'm lucky to stay up for a half an hour, watch TV, that's what I did, and pass out in bed, do it over again. But I learned something through COVID. I tore my knee up at work during COVID. I just had a newborn son at that time.
Mm,
He was only born 2 months prior. I tore my MCL. I went into a little bit of a depression.
yeah.
And I did not know how to voice anything. It's kind of funny. I wrote down some notes of ideas of podcasting. My buddy helped me out. We did a podcast for about a year together, and we both went our own different ways because we're two different talents. He's a musical talent. I am a plethora talent. You know what
Right.
I mean? Because I
Yeah.
love talking about everything, not just music alone. Like here,
Right.
we're talking music, we're talking Grammy, nominations, hopefully, but we're also talking about wrestling. We're talking about life. We're talking about everything that really
Mhm.
is every day, and and hats too, and
It
Legos.
ha-
You know what I mean? Like, and that's the thing. Like, I love my new era hats. My wife thinks I'm crazy because she actually can't believe I actually wear every single one of them. I have the Toronto Blue Jays because I love the hat. Y-
right.
You know, I'll even take it off the one right here. I have a hook, and it's funny. And when you look at it, it's a cool hat. It fits my head good. I'm not going to put it on right now, but I just love their logo. It just looks good.
Yeah. No, it does.
And yeah, it cost me $40. I didn't give a shit because I wanted the hat.
Yeah. You want what you want.
It's fun. I remember the old movie Caddyshack.
I do.
Okay, they have a fitted Caddyshack hat. Bushwick Country Club. And you know what? I said, I have to buy it.
So I was just at the place called the Tea Box where they got some of my favorite wings in the town. They got
Okay.
a drink called the Caddy Shack.
Nice. and
Just had it.
and you know what's funny? I'm a big lover of wings, so maybe I have to come down and get some wings too, man.
No, we can make it happen,
Oh
man.
yeah, without a doubt, man. Hopefully. But man, what I gotta say, the conversation tonight was just unreal. First of all, I gotta thank you for taking the time out on your schedule. I know you're
Oh man,
busy.
I was honored. I mean, you always I show up where I need to show up at. You know what I'm saying? Because
Yeah.
you never know, what what you're gonna say, what the message is gonna be, who's gonna be listening, who's gonna be receiving, and things like that. So I look at availability as the best ability.
Yeah, and I'll tell you,
Availability is the best ability
and
because
it's
a
a
lot
true
of
honor
times
having you.
oh well, it's been an honor being on here, man. And so yes, I'm very thankful for the conversation, for
Oh,
everything. And you keep up the good work, man. This ain't our last time chopping
no,
it
no,
up.
no, definitely not. Definitely not. We'll definitely keep in touch. I'm actually tonight, I'll roll up on Instagram, let everybody know about the show. I'm gonna tag you on it, Kicking Up Your Heels Entertainment with Katrina and Rachel. I'm gonna kick it up for all of you guys because you, Kenny, Law's gonna be on soon. Matter of fact, it's kicking up your heels week for me because, like
Oh
I
yeah,
said,
yeah, because the girls are gonna be on here like, is it tomorrow or Thursday?
no, Friday. So I'm
Okay.
actually getting my haircut and I'm getting my shape up Friday. So I need to look
Okay,
good for the
yeah.
show. You know what I mean? So it's kind of funny. You know, it's an honor to see women in power like that running a
Yeah.
business and probably one of the most male dominated businesses.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And you know, and they're in Canada, but they're making it. It doesn't matter where you are. You're gonna,
Oh yeah.
and I'm gonna tell you, it's been a pleasure working with them. Pleasure definitely talking to you guys and you today. You know, it's an honor having you on here, and we talked about some great things. You know, we got your album coming out August 17th, guys.
Yes,
Um,
sir.
you know, we're definitely, you know, we're gonna definitely celebrate some stuff. We're hoping for some nomination nods from the Grammys for you and the quartet that this lady has helped you guys do.
Yes.
You know, and we're hoping for you as a solo artist too, with everybody who's helped your album out. Definitely dropping that, and you know,
Yes.
I
Yes.
I I hope nothing but the best success for you. And if you do make it to the Grammys, I definitely want to go with you because I'm recording that whole thing live for you.
Hey, we can make it all happen, brother. You know what
Yeah,
I'm saying?
you
It's
know, that would
nothing.
be
It's all
huge.
good.
That would
You
be
got my you
huge.
got my word on that one. And, hey, if we going, I'm hitting you up. It's like,
I'll,
hey, we're gonna make it happen. You know, I'm gonna
and you
be,
know
I'm gonna
what?
be, yeah.
I'll even buy a video camera to go live. Just,
Hey,
or I'll
hey, it's
use my,
going down.
or I'll even use this phone. I don't care.
Hey, man, you know the thing is, either way, it's all gonna work. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? These devices that we got,
Oh
like I
yeah.
film my videos with this iPhone that I got right now. So what you're seeing, like Levitate, was all filmed from my phone.
Oh, nice. Well, it's kind of funny. This is off my Apple laptop. I do all my shows off. I call it the Sleevy G Studio. It's my laptop in my
No, man,
basement.
it goes down. You know, I'm an
It
Apple
does.
guy, and it be going down. So I tell you what, yes, I think the Grammys is gonna happen, brother, and I think we're
It,
gonna be there together.
and I hope we are, man, because that would be, first of all, a true honor for me. But to see you and the girls from Kicking Up all there, that's going to be huge
Oh
because
man, I mean, it could be. It's going. You know, hey,
that could be
hey,
a
we're gonna
party and a half.
we're gonna speak into existence. We go, yeah. It might not be a Diddy party, but
No, but it's still, we don't need it to be a Diddy party.
hey
We need
man,
to make it a SJ party.
we gonna make it an SJ party.
Well, SJ, before we take off for the night, man, just tell everyone where they can find you.
Yes. So same handle across everything. SJ Hazim. That's like St. James Hazim. Hazim. I'm biggest on Facebook. That's where I'm the most active. I am on Instagram as well. And really those are really the main platforms that you're gonna really find me at. You know, I think I might have a TikTok, but that might be under authentic expressions. But you can get everything from Facebook and Instagram, and you can even Google me on your Google list if you need to. You can find out a little bit more about me, see some of the news interviews and all the other stuff. But I am active out here in this world.
And what's kind of funny, I already found you, so I already got you on Facebook. So you know what I mean. Definitely, love what you're doing, and you know what, Topeka's lucky to have you, and Topeka is going to be put on the map. And tonight, I'm going to release something on Instagram and Facebook, social media, talking about you and Topeka and the love and the support that you're doing, and the love and support they're giving you.
Well, I truly appreciate it, my man. You know what I'm saying? Thanks for everything. And I look forward to tapping back in. So heck yeah,
Definitely.
man.
Definitely. Guys, as you can see, dreams do come true. Just look at SJ here, man. He is a living proof, man. He is making it happen. And like you said, it's the right time, the right place. And I feel that's the same thing with me here. And we're going to make things happen. And when maybe you'll see us at the Grammys.
Yes,
You know,
yes.
I will be wearing a sleeveless jacket just
It's all
because
good.
that's my trademark.
That's it. That's the
That's
brand.
that's my brand, and I would have to get a patch on the jacket so people were like, "Oh, damn, that's him."
That's him. Hell yeah.
Oh man, SJ, thank you so much for your time. It's an honor having you, brother.
Hey, it's an honor to be here, brother, man. I appreciate you. You
Thank you.
enjoy the rest of your evening.
I will, man. And like how I always end my show, guys, it's all true love here, but it's nothing but love, peace, and respect. Good night, everybody.
Yes.